Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC and your daily reminder that the Reds are Premier League champions. And ladies and gentlemen, James Pearce finally got an exclusive. Paul Julius is away on holiday. Lewis Steele has been away. David Ornstein obviously said, listen, kid, you've had a tough run. Gave him a little pat in the backside and said, do me proud. Out stepped Jimbo. Hugo Ekitiki set to have a medical in Hong Kong. The deal is £69 million set and 10 million in add-ons. And I would bet those add-ons are for winning the Premier League and Champions League. So here's hoping we're paying 79 million for the fella. Here's hoping he delivers. I would also be willing to bet that the 69 plus 10 we're paying, when you add signing bonus, agent fee, and wages across a 6-year contract, and take the total sum of that, I would be willing to bet a substantial amount of money that it will work out as less than the 65 million plus 6 in add-ons, plus agent fee, signing bonus, and wages across a 6-year contract that Manchester United have just committed to Brian Mbeumo. That's not to take a dig at them, but it kind of is. Mbeumo's a really good player. They've overpaid drastically for him. They've paid 71 million or committed to paying 71 million. And I bet those add-ons are easy to hit. I bet they're based on appearances for a £50 million player. We've agreed to pay 80 for a player that's probably worth about 60 now. But number 9s will always come with a premium. And while Mbeumo had a great year last year, so did Hugo. Mbeumo's 3 years older, nearly 4 years older, I believe. Hugo has a lot more time on his side, and Mbeumo's season last year was an outlier from what he'd done the year before and the year before that. I think he would be good for United. But they didn't need him. They already had Amad Diallo. We need a number 9. We are desperate for a number 9. Darwin has not worked out, and obviously there was the tragic passing of Diogo, which furthered our need for a number 9, which we all knew was going to be a priority coming into the window. Now it's been taken care of. That is right back, left back, our playmaker, our number 9, our new backup and future first choice goalkeeper, all set this summer already. There's still 10 days left in July. There's 41 days left in the transfer window. And we're not stopping here. We are not stopping here. I believe there will be 3 more signings after Hugo. I think there'll be another forward. I think there'll be a centre-back. And then there'll be 1 more on top of that. I don't know what that will be. It could be another forward player. It could be a cheap, young, versatile forward. It could be another centre-back for additional depth, given the injury issues of Ibu and Joe. Maybe it's one in midfield, which would be ideal. But I would be willing to bet there'll be 3 more signings. That's 3 bets I've made now on this podcast, so I could end up broke. But I think there will be 3 more signings after Hugo. We have the money. The Reds are loaded this summer. Not only do we have a ton of sales to make, which will generate somewhere between 220 and 250 million, depending on how aggressive we want to be in moving players out. But also, let's not forget, there's the end of the Coutinho money. There's the Raheem Sterling money. There's the Fernando Torres money. There's the Xabi Alonso money. We've got the Javier Mascherano money. There's some Momo Sissoko cash flowing around. I was looking at the balance sheet earlier. We've still got the Kevin Keegan money. Now, some people have raised the Paul Konchesky money. I'm told we use that to rebuild the main stand. And then someone else was talking about the Brad Smith money, but I think I'm fairly certain that was used for the Anfield Road extension. So I think they're gone. But people aren't factoring in our secret weapon, the Olivia Smith money. I mean, think about this for a second. We bought that player for just £200,000 and we sold her for a world record fee. And see, some people are saying, oh, yeah, but it's only 1.1 million, but you're missing out. You're not doing the conversion rate. You have to convert currencies. You have to convert from the women's game to the men's game. Now, let's remember the previous world record fee. The previous world record fee was £900,000. So Arsenal paid 18% higher than the previous world record. So what we do with that, I mean, it's very obvious, isn't it? We move that to the men's game. It's 18% higher than the Neymar deal. It's 230 odd million just there. So the Reds are loaded. There's no reason for us to worry about anything. Cash everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. I think we're going to spend a boatload more. I really do. I think there's going to be some very upset rival fans come the end of the window. They hate to see it. They absolutely hate to see it when the Reds come marching looking for a player. And let's not forget, now it's 12:51 p.m. on the 21st of July. And right now, nobody, and I mean nobody, has ruled out Isak. Luke Edwards thinks he's Billy Big Balls trying to have a go at Ekitike, telling the world Newcastle's stance is not for sale, while everybody else, including other Newcastle journalists, are saying, well, Newcastle want 150 million. Well, let's look at what's taken place in the last few days, shall we? First of all, he was left out of the squad to play Celtic. And then he was sent home. He was sent away from the team. Newcastle got beaten 4-0 by Celtic. It's irrelevant, but it's still kind of funny. Eddie Howe comes out. And Eddie Howe makes some odd statements. Eddie Howe doesn't shut down the idea that Isak could leave. In fact, he pours more fuel on the fire. He says he's hopeful, confident, but doesn't say certain. At no point did he say he's not for sale. The club, if he wanted to shut it down, he would have said the club have been clear. He's not for sale. Following on from that, we get reports that Ekitike has told his agent to start negotiations with Al Hilal. Then we start hearing of potential Al Hilal bids. Now, does anyone think Alexander Isak, at this point in his career, what is he, 25, soon to turn 26, is going to go and play in the Saudi Pro League? Of course he's not. You see, what that seems like, because let's not forget, Newcastle and the Saudi Pro League are owned by the PLF. They're owned by the same people, same decision makers for both entities. What it sounds like is Newcastle trying to push us higher with the bid, where they can claim we got offered 150 million from Al Hilal. You have to match it. And if we match it, they get the 150 million they wanted, and then they can turn around and say, well, we would have preferred to sell him to Saudi, but the player wanted to go to Liverpool. And if we don't match it, they say, well, the player didn't want to go to Saudi, so he's going to stay with us for another year. And now we can try and re-sign him to a new contract, which it doesn't sound like they have any confidence that they can do. Even Howe himself said they can't compete with the top clubs in terms of wages. Now, when we talked about the idea of Newcastle keeping Isak and buying Ekitike, I was fairly certain they couldn't play together for Newcastle. Stylistically, there's a lot of overcross. When you start to watch Ekitike in a different way, like I said the other day, watch him more as a Benzema Bobby type. He is very similar to what Isak used to be. If you look at 2022 Isak, the one Newcastle bought, and 2025 Hugo, they're very, very similar. Near on carbon copies. But 2025 Isak is nothing like 2022 Isak. He has massively changed his game, in part to help him deal better with the injury issues, in part because he's bulked up, he's added significant heft to his frame, he's become more of a 9 than the 9.5 he was when he was signed. So it is very possible that they could work together. Now, for us, it would mean a change in shape, but not to a shape that we haven't seen. It would be to that 4-2-2-2. You know I love the box midfield that we played away to City. Remember those games where Curtis started on the left? Now imagine it's Wirtz in that role. And then we have a front two where we have 3 players, 3 starters. Mo, Isak, Ekitike. We know that Mo is 33, and we're probably going to have to start managing his minutes a bit more carefully. Now, Mo is a psychotic human being and wants to play every single minute of every single game. But he is 33. And we have seen in a number of seasons him slowing down in the back half of seasons. We also know that this year there is AFCON. So he will be going to AFCON. Isak tops out at probably 3,500 minutes in a season. And Hugo, right now, probably about 3,000 minutes in a season. What did Hugo play last season? Excuse me, I'm hitting off everything because I've had to move my workstation. Let's see what Hugo played last season. But my guess is we can fairly easily find the minutes to rotate Isak, Mo, and Hugo for 2 positions. If, and it's a big if, because we may not do it, but if we can get Isak, I don't think signing Hugo will put us off. So, this past season, it looks like he played about 3,000. Let's see. Here we go. Total minutes played 3,600. 2580 in the league from 34 games. So, not playing full 90s a lot of the time. There's definitely a world in which we could carry all 3. Definitely.
Right, the Reds, it's Jack here, and that was a clip from one of Anfield Index's audio podcasts. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you do like, share, and subscribe to keep up to date on all things LFC. We record around 100 audio podcasts every month, with our shows featuring match-going fans, top journalists, professional analysts, and even Liverpool legends along the way. With the Great Dane himself, Jan Molby, joining us every single week. If you want to listen to all our podcasts for free, head over to anfieldindex.com/podcasts. Our audio shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Anfield Index. Or if you prefer to listen to all our podcasts in full and without any ads, why not head over to AI Pro today to check it out now at anfieldindexpro.com. If you want to get involved in the great growing community of Liverpool fans, check out the Anfield Index Discord. The link is in the description. Do get involved with that from Reds around every corner of the globe. For now, Reds, hope you enjoyed this video.